What's up, everybody? It's Aaron Ray back again with another episode of Franchise Tag Fantasy Football Podcast. This will be number 25 on the audio side of the house. So, hey, woo, we're there. On the YouTube side of the house, we're getting up there. I'll count. I will have a for sure definite number next time we get on this show.
I really would like to know. Like, we're getting close. We got to be getting close to 100. 100 episodes. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Thanks for those people sticking around till 100. You're the real ones.
The realest of the real is you guys. So Ray,
I want to talk about Thursday night.
As I said, do you just want to jump straight into it?
I do. I want to start off by just saying, look, I know everybody who watches the show understands my hate towards Tua. I don't wish any ill will towards him. What Miami did, that's criminal. That dude had a concussion last week, came into this ball game 3 days after having a severe concussion to play another game and got another concussion. I think he might have even been convulsing, honestly. Like that hand thing, that creeps me out. That's a sign of like brain bleed. That's not good. Especially if you're talking about you were just coming off of a pretty serious concussion where you can't stand up and now you're having to be medically escorted off of the field because of another concussion 3 days later. Yeah, somebody's got to take a look at what Miami's doing, man. That's trash. 100% trash.
That's fair. We have 61 total live YouTube videos up, by the way. So episode 61 on YouTube.
Well,
we're closing in, Ray. We're closing in.
But
anyways, yes, that is criminal. I don't know. They said he passed concussion protocol.
I think that's a lie. Lie. There's no way.
He passed NFL concussion protocol, apparently. I mean, that's independent doctors that do those tests outside of the team.
Was it the same guy that stabbed old boy in the ribs? Who was that?
The Chargers.
Tyrod Taylor.
Yeah.
The same guy stabbed that dude in the ribs. He's testing brains now. Is that guy?
Probably not. It very well could have been. They could be like, hey, this guy don't know what he's doing. Let's get him in here.
He's got experience shit in the bed.
I don't know, man. It's just something. It's not. I mean, everyone hopes that Tua's okay, right? So,
all signs were saying that he was conscious. So,
yeah, he flew home yesterday, apparently with the team. So,
ramifications behind that. Teddy Bridgewater is probably going to be the quarterback for, I would say, at least a few weeks, 3 weeks, guaranteed. Has to be, right? Has to be.
You would think, but I mean, you would think that Tua wouldn't have played on a short week too. So,
I'm going to say 3 weeks. Let's say it is 3 weeks. What you're doing with Tyreek Hill, what you're doing with Jalen Waddle, I'm still starting both of them. I think what you saw in Jalen Waddle is going to be the adverse of, or it's going to be like flip-flop between the two. I don't think that Teddy Bridgewater can support both of them in the same game. So one of them's going to hit, one of them's not. You know what I mean?
I think I would probably agree because, I mean, Tyreek still went with just 14 targets, 10 receptions, 160 yards.
Mm-hmm.
It's a good game.
I will say Teddy has a better deep ball.
Teddy can throw a longer deep ball.
A lot better deep ball.
Jalen Waddle had like 3 targets in the second half. None of them were catchable. So he had 0 catchable targets in the second half with Teddy Bridgewater. So he went from top 15 wide receiver to top 36 in a blink of an eye.
Yeah, and that's to say next week it isn't the Jalen Waddle show and Tyreek's the one with 0 points or 0 receptions. And I really wish that it would have been Tyreek this week because I'm playing against him. So thanks, John, for that. Big old fat 22 points slapped across my face. You know.
Yeah, I mean, it happens, right?
That does happen. Oddly enough, 2 weeks in a row or something like that. Oddly enough.
It happens where, 2 weeks in a row, you're expecting someone to have a big game and then just something happens, an injury occurs, and you get a stinker. So
and they poop.
We're both we're same boat, opposite ends of the spectrum. Yours was because it happened against you, and mine was because it happened to me. So I get where you're coming from.
Anyways, so looking at the Bengals offense right now, I think they're here. I think they're here to stay. They finally figured some things out.
I think their defense is too.
I think that their defense is getting better, but that offense looking all right. T. Higgy, shaking loose. He's the man. Jamar Chase, I know Jamar Chase owners are probably panicking in the streets right now. He's not the number one on the stat sheet right now. It'll be okay. Things will shake out the right way.
They'll turn out. I mean, and if towards the end of the game, that last deep ball from Joe Burrow would have been 4 yards further, he would have scored a touchdown.
And you'd have been completely fine.
So
you'd have been like,
perfectly
oh,
fine.
you know, cool. Tyler Boyd needs to get traded. I'll say it for the 100,000th time. Tyler Boyd needs to be traded. And I hope the Green Bay is making the call.
I doubt it.
I doubt it's
that's not going to happen.
Just out here hoping and dreaming, and it's not going to happen. Joe Burrow looked great. Thought he looked great. He had a couple missed throws, but outside of that, looked
Joe
great.
Mixon, heavy usage.
Oh, yes.
He's
that was
back, so.
That's what you wanted to see as a Joe Mixon owner. I know that there's a lot of tilt in the streets on Joe Mixon. I bet that tilt just kind of riding a little bit that way now.
Yeah, I tried to trade for him in a couple different spots before the Thursday night game started, and unfortunately, I got told no. But
Pound sand.
That's par for the course on the way that people like to do things and the leagues I seem to be in. So,
I think that sounds like salt. So, I wanted to talk about some of the injuries. I wanted to talk about some of the injuries that are, flooding the league right now. Amon-Ra will not play on Sunday. People's champ will not play. Cordell Patterson looking like he might not play. He's got a questionable tag. He did get a full day of practice in yesterday, but they still listed him as questionable and a non-full participant on the week. So to monitor that.
Michael Thomas is out. Jameis Winston is out. Pay attention to the rest of the entirety of the NFL because they were all questionable tags coming in. Keenan Allen might not play too. He's still working by himself in practice, so pay attention to that one.
Godwin and Julio are both going to be game time decisions. I can tell you right now, I don't think that I want to play either one of them right now. I don't think I do. I would rather go with a different option. Now, obviously, Mike Evans, smash start this week. Smash start. Has to be. He's too necessary. Yes. But the fact that they're coming back, both of them are coming back from re-aggravated injuries throughout the offseason. And I guess, Julio still got a partially torn PCL. I'm not interested in taking the risk if I didn't absolutely have to. So if you have a flyer on the back end of your roster, if you've got, I guess a 1B option sitting on your bench, I would probably put that option in over Julio and Chris Godwin this week.
Yeah, I would agree because I'm planning on not playing them anyways.
Yeah, it's too risky. It's too risky. And especially when you're trying to buy wins right now so you can solidify yourself in the playoffs and see what shakes out. Maybe upgrade your team. This is not the week to get cute. Just go with the safer bet.
I would agree with you on that one completely. Any other injuries that we miss or any other news that happens, we will just cover on the live show Sunday morning. It is scheduled already on the YouTube page, so you'll know what time it's going to start. We'll break down all of the injuries then.
Yeah, really. Right today, though, the one I really want to bring up before we get moving on, the CMC owner, you really need to get something on your lineup ready to roll. Put in for CMC this week because I don't know if he's going to play or not. He's going to be a game time as well, and that's a big hit to your roster.
Chuba Hubbard is not the option.
I don't think he is. I don't think anything in the Panthers offense is not an option right now.
David Montgomery is still day-to-day, too. That made me think of that. He's still day-to-day. If it came down to it and they were going to tell him that he could play, would you start David Montgomery or would you start Khalil Herbert?
I feel like you're asking for a friend right now.
No, this is a legit question. I already know what I'm going to do.
I would probably go with David Montgomery. If they rolled him out there, they said he was good to go. You saw it last season when David Montgomery went down. You were like, oh, Khalil Herbert's going to take all this work from him. And then David Montgomery came back in and it was business as usual. He took all of the work. Now, does that mean that that's going to happen this season? I don't know. Khalil Herbert looked pretty good last week, but
new coaching staff so who knows?
I would just go with the history behind what the Bears have done with David Montgomery before. And look, I don't want anybody to get it twisted. David Montgomery is a good running back. He's a good running back. He's much better than Khalil Herbert. And there's a reason why he was named a starter from the jump, is because he is better. So that's how I'm viewing it. I would go David Montgomery.
He's better. He's bigger bodied too. Did you know Khalil Herbert's only like 5'9" and 180 something pounds?
Nope, I did not know that. He doesn't look like that.
He looks massive, but he's not.
So he looks like a bowling ball.
Yeah. So it was news to me too. I was like, dang, he looks a lot bigger than you think he is. He plays bigger. But anyways, I do agree with you. Montgomery is getting the start if he's going to be there. And who knows? Maybe they both split time. If you have both of them like me and you want to play both of them, then play both of them. It's your league. It's your team. Do what you want. We're just here to give you advice.
Do not play both of them on the same roster. Do not do that.
Do it.
I do not condone that. Don't do that. You're betting on two Bears running backs. Bears.
That's their offense. Welcome to the Bears offense.
Don't care. That's disgusting. I would feel ashamed.
Super gross. I would do it in a 16-teamer in a heartbeat. Both of them fall in the end zone and score a touchdown. You're good.
Were you going to say touchdown zone?
Touchdown zone.
That's what's up. So, Aaron, what do we got?
They have that goal line and it's 10 yards deep and it's called a touchdown zone. You land in it, you get a touchdown.
What do we got today, Aaron?
we have the second half slate of the Sunday games and the Monday game. I'm not really too thrilled about some of these games that we have to cover today.
What do you mean? It's football on Sunday. What are you talking about?
Some of these games that they force down our throats to have to watch.
You don't got to watch them. You just close your eyeballs and let it flood over you.
Go to sleep. Anyways, so first up, dude, we have the Jacksonville Jaguars at the Philadelphia Eagles with the 46.5 point over under. What side of the ball you want to start on?
Go ahead and kick it off, Aaron. Go and kick it off.
Okay, then I'm going to start on the Jacksonville side. I'm good with starting Trevor Lawrence if you need a flex play this week. If you have lost all faith in Russ, like I think most people have, and you do not have a backup option, I'm okay with starting Trevor Lawrence and picking him up moving forward. I'm starting Robinson. I am starting Kirk in a flex position with limited expectations, meaning that you already know going into it, he's probably only going to get you 10 to 11 points. If he happens to get in the end zone again, that's a bonus, but expect 10 points or so. Don't expect anything super crazy. I don't really know if I want to play ETN in this game. I do think James Robinson is the primary back in that offense, and I do think that even though ETN profiles as the pass catcher so far, the pass catching running back, James Robinson has shown that he is capable of doing that as well. So,
when you're starting Trevor Lawrence this week, I want you to really temper some expectations. Trevor Lawrence, specifically this week and this week alone. Philadelphia seems to be a very, very good defense, and they have a very good pass rush. This might be the week where Trevor Lawrence kind of comes back down to earth, but I do think that he has taken a step. He is worth rostering, and in most situations, I would start him over Russ.
Agreed. I'd start him over Russ. I'd start him over Wentz. I'd start him over Matt Ryan. So, I mean,
he's a viable starter, but this week, this one's going to be tough. Philadelphia has looked good on defense.
Yes,
going over to the Philadelphia side. This week, I'm going to start it off with, I would start the Philadelphia defense. And going forward, I'm going to start them until proven otherwise, until somebody proves that they can actually burn them in any way. They're giving up points, but they are getting a lot more on sacks. They're getting a lot more on interceptions. They are all over the place. Obviously, I'm starting Jalen Hurts, A.J. Brown, Devonta Smith. Let's talk about Devonta Smith real fast.
What are you talking about?
I think going forward, he is in the same category as what you would see a Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle. Is that you do not bring either one of them out of your lineup.
I'm glad you brought that up. This receiving core to me is the equivalent to Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle before Tua went down this week. Mm-hmm. They're both in your lineup. They're both going to get 2 points. They're both going to get yardage. Both of them are on track to finish as top 20 options. So that's where, I'm in agreement with you here, 100%.
Now, the thing that you have to know, and this is how it is with uh, situations where there's two solid bona fide receiver ones, and I think that Devonta Smith is a 1B, but he still is good enough to get you those week winning performances, is that you have to understand that sometimes the ball just ain't gonna bounce your way. The Jalen Waddle owner last night, the ball didn't bounce your way. But I bet you bet you next week you're gonna put him in your lineup because that's a smart thing to do.
Yeah, you're playing the odds, right? That's all you're really doing is just playing the odds. But yeah, and then I'm probably also going to start Miles Sanders on this one. He had 15 rushing attempts last week. That's a good number, and Jacksonville looks like their defense is shaking out to be pretty good, but I think that he'll be able to capitalize on 15 plus rushing attempts again.
I think this is the first time that Jacksonville has played against a really high-powered offense. So I would like to see. A fair statement. I would like to see what their defense looks like after this. But all signs are pointing towards what you're saying is true. I would agree with starting Miles Sanders. Outside of that, I'm not interested in starting. Well, I guess no, I would start Dallas Goedert too. I would put Dallas Goedert in as well. There's no reason not to put him in.
I forget about him sometimes
because tight ends suck. So just put him in.
We have a trend lately of tight ends suck.
Yeah, I think Dallas Goedert's a fine start though. He's probably the higher end of tight end suckage.
I agree, and it definitely helps out that Jalen Hurts took that step forward, or has taken that step forward this year to actually open up all of these passing options. Because it used to be you'd start Jalen Hurts and no one else, but hello, we're here. He's arrived. That's it for that game. You good on that one?
I sure am.
All right. So next up, we have the New York Jets with Zach Wilson back at the Pittsburgh Steelers. The over/under in this game is 42 points. I'm going to let you start off because for me, we know my answer for who I'm starting on the Jets side of the ball.
I think it's no one. So
you are correct.
I'm going to put in this week, most likely it looks like, I'm going to end up putting in Garrett Wilson. This is because I think the talent wins out. But if you have any option to put in other than him, probably going to go in that route. My decision is probably between Romeo Doubs and Garrett Wilson this week. And I don't know which way to go. I think the New England's just going to get the ball ran down their throats because that's what they've been giving up. And Romeo Doubs might not have the explosive week.
Oh, you're talking about New England. Oh, never mind. I get what you're saying. Sorry.
I'm trying to make
I got it.
And Garrett Wilson.
Yeah, I just got lost for a second. I got it, though. I would give you my advice, but no matter what happens, you're going to get shit on. So do with as you will. But I'm not starting anyone from the Jets. I don't trust Zach Wilson. I think he's a bum quarterback. He's just not good. So anyways, Pittsburgh side of the ball. I'm starting Najee Harris because of where you drafted him, because you had to. I'm starting Deontay Johnson because you have to. Like if you're in the situation of Garrett Wilson or Deontay Johnson, you're playing Deontay Johnson, right?
Yeah.
100% of the time over him?
Yeah.
Okay. And I'm starting Pat Freiermuth as well.
For Deontay Johnson, I want everybody to understand that he still hasn't found the end zone yet. Still hasn't. And I think his talent wins out. He's got to score. When he scores, you're talking about probably a 20-point week. Pretty good, right? Pretty good. He's 8 receptions a game. You can't not put him in. He's too involved in that offense. He is the safest floor of receiver 2 that you can get.
And that is fair because we've seen Mitch Trubisky in Chicago do it with Allen Robinson. It was Allen Robinson and pretty much no one else. Jimmy Graham did get targeted in the red zone when he was there with Mitch, so that's why Freiermuth is obviously a good start, because if he does find the end zone once or twice in that game, you're ecstatic coming from the tight end position.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Deontay Johnson is by far the only receiver that I would start for Pittsburgh. I'm still tempering expectations on George Pickens. I know everyone's like, but Pickens. It's not going to happen yet because Mitch has found his favorite target, and that's who it's going to go to, which is Deontay.
That and the fact that Kenny Pickett is not on the field enough to trust getting the ball to him in any sort of fashion. Yes, he He can make a spectacular catch. He can get open and shake loose once or twice here or there. But is he going to be a reliable start for you right now? I don't think so. He's not seeing the field enough.
Agreed. Ready to go to the next game?
Oh, yeah.
All right. So the next game is the Arizona Cardinals at the Carolina Panthers. The over-under in this game is 43 points. Carolina has played Arizona really good over like the last 3 to 4 years, every time that they've met. But on the Arizona side of the ball, who are you starting?
You're going to start Kyler. You're going to have to every time. Outside of that, for me, this is just my opinion. I'm not interested in starting any other starter they have. I'm not. I don't want to start. I don't want to start Hollywood Brown. I don't want to start Dortch. Maybe Zach Ertz. Maybe. But Carolina has proven that they have at least a decent defense. At least, because,
Yeah,
I mean,
they have.
It hasn't been Baker keeping them in games.
That's very true. So I'm starting Kyler for sure, and I'm starting Hollywood Brown just because that's his number one target. You're going to want to do that anyways, no matter what. You drafted Hollywood to be that guy, knowing that Hopkins was going to be out for the first 6 weeks, and Hollywood hasn't been bad. And over the last 2 week sample size, really, it's ever since the start of the season, Rondell Moore going out. Greg Dortch hasn't been bad either for purposes. The offense and the Arizona defense specifically looks putrid. So I think if CMC does play, he's going to just basically run all over him. So Arizona is still going to be playing from behind and have to keep up. So I am playing both passing options. Zach Ertz, if you don't have a better option on the waiver wire at tight end, I would probably play him. Dortch, caveat on Greg Dortch, deeper leagues, DFS plays. That's where I'm playing him at. I'm sitting James Conner. I'm sitting Benjamin. I'm sitting whatever Williams is on their roster. That's me for the Cardinals. So what about the Panthers for you, Ray?
It's only CMC. That's it. There's nobody else I'm interested
Could not
in.
agree more.
And like
Baker
I said,
Mayfield is the wide receiver killer. Ends their
apparently.
careers. Don't get it. So anyways, if you can have 1,000-yard season from both of these guys in the same season from Teddy Bridgewater, but you can't do that with OBJ on the Browns with Baker, and now Baker is killing DJ Moore's, his will be his 5th straight year that he could have had over 1,000 yards receiving, that he's already killing it. And we're only going to be 4 games into the season. I'm done with everyone outside of CMC on that team.
Yeah. I'm pretty interested in just dropping DJ Moore at this point, but I know that you can't do that. I'm interested in doing that. Let that grenade sit on somebody else's roster.
Package him with someone else and upgrade somewhere else on your team.
You want to move on to the next game? Because I'm done.
Let's take a quick break in here from our sponsors, and then we'll be back.
Hey everyone! This show is brought to you by Driffles Jerky. Are you like us and love beef jerky, but hate paying those high prices for subpar meat? Well, at drifflesjerky.com, they have the money meat.
You said the money meat?
That's right, the money meat. Great tasting beef jerky made from top quality cuts of beef at great prices. Use promo code franchise tag to get yourself 10% off on your order today.
That's DRIFFILLS jerky.com. All right, everybody, we are back. So, where we left off, Ray, is next up the New England Patriots at the Green Bay Packers. And this game is a 40.5 point over under. New England side of the ball, who are you starting?
So for New England, Ramondre Stevenson and Damian Harris are pretty good starts this week. I feel like Green Bay has given up some decent yardage on the ground. Might as well see, that's their whole offense right now. I keep getting news that Mac Jones is going to play. If
he plays with a high ankle sprain, dude, like he's going to be uncomfortable, and I don't think he'll be able to drive the ball down the field. So I still think that Harris and Stevenson will be great starts.
I think that if Mac Jones plays, that just solidifies the fact that the Packers are going to kill New England.
Just slaughter them. Their defense is pretty good, though.
Is it?
New England's defense, yeah.
Is it? Would you like to vet this?
Yes.
Would you like to vet this?
Well, yeah, bet it. Go ahead.
They're in the bottom 5 of rushing defenses.
That's fine. Rushing defense is okay. They can't throw the ball.
What's the one thing that the Packers really want to do?
Audible out of runs and throw the football to.
They want to run the ball.
Romeo Doubs.
So on the New England side, that's all I'm starting. On the Green Bay side, I would be interested, obviously, starting Aaron Jones, starting A.J. Dillon, both of them smash darts. Romeo Doubs, this is the one that hurts. I don't know how it's going to be. I want Romeo Doubs to be a thing so bad.
I know you do.
But I don't know if it's here yet. I think last week was a good start. I don't know if it's here yet. I'm starting Romeo Doubs, but I'm hesitant. Hesitant at best.
They're 22nd in rushing defenses, you butthole. It's still bottom 10, but they're only 2 spots ahead of the Packers, or behind the Packers. So,
well, it kind of says something about the Packers, huh? Robert Tonyan, again, tight end suck. Put him in. Christian Watson's most likely going to play this game. He's gotten in 2 full practices. I don't know if he's anything but a gadget play right now. I feel like he's still going to have to develop more. So probably not interested starting Christian Watson. And I'm not sure if Allen Lazard plays. I don't know if he does. So probably not Allen Lazard either. It's probably just Aaron Jones, A.J. Dillon, Romeo Doubs, and Robert Tonyan. And I guess Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
I guess.
Okay.
Anything else, Aaron?
No, back on this, New England's only given up 114 rushing yards a game.
Okay. What do you got for the next
game?
For the next game, Aaron?
Oh, well, I'm starting Jones, I'm starting Dillon, I'm starting Dobbs, I'm starting Tonyan. I'm not starting Rodgers. That's difference in comparison to you. Anyways, next up we have Let Russ Cook in Denver playing the Las Vegas Raiders in Las Vegas. The over-under is 45.5 points on this game. I'm starting Javonte Williams. I'm starting Cortland Sutton. I'm sitting Jerry Jeudy. I'm sitting Russ. I'm sitting Alberto. I'm sitting Melvin Gordon. That's my Broncos in a nutshell.
Well, I'm only starting Javonte and Sutton. I don't want to start Russ, but I have to this week. I have to because Vegas has looked so bad. This has to be the week. If this isn't the week, if this is not the week that Russ figures it out, dead to me. 100%, never starting him again. That's it. I couldn't imagine this not being the game that Russ figures it out. Couldn't imagine. But then I can't imagine.
That's fair.
That's gross.
But
okay, let's play a game. Let's play a game real fast. Okay. Would you want to go Russ or Goff? Asking for a friend.
Russ with no St. Brown or Swift in Detroit. I'd go Russ.
Okay. How about Russ or, I don't know, Mitch Trubisky?
Ew. Trubisky?
Russ or Trevor Lawrence?
Trevor Lawrence.
Against a really good Philadelphia defense.
Yeah, but I want to see. He's not giving you less than 16 points. I don't think Russ is giving you more than 16 points.
Has not. Oh, he's given me 20 points in week 1. But what I'm trying to say is Russ is so suspect right now, and it's gonna hurt if he doesn't pan out. If you've got another option, you're feeling like it's not time to ride anymore. If you're tired of eating Russ's cooking, put him on the bench. Cut him. Just cut him. I have to play him one more week. That's it.
Have to see what happens. I mean, yeah, it sucks. So Las Vegas side of the ball, just because I think that this game is somehow miraculously going to be a shootout, because that just seems like what's going to happen this week. I will look at streaming Derek Carr if I need to.
Derek Carr or Russ?
Probably Carr. I don't like it, but I think that they're going to have to throw the ball. Unfortunately, Derek Carr is going to give you 2 to 3 interceptions, you know that it's going to happen. But if Derek Carr will target Devontae Adams when Devontae Adams is wide open, then he'll have a good day. Then I'm starting Tay because you have to. Patrick Surtain is going to be on Devontae Adams, and he shadows number ones. So I'm interested to see how good he really is.
Okay.
That is one matchup that I'm going to be looking forward to this weekend to watch.
Okay.
Matt Collins, good flex play, I think. I think is a really good flex play.
Yeah.
And then I'm starting Darren Waller from where you drafted him. He's one of the big four. You have to play him. And then I'm sitting the running backs, mainly Josh Jacobs. And then I really don't even pay attention to who's behind Josh Jacobs because I don't want any part of that run game.
Anything else from that game? Okay. Think that you're probably going to have to start Josh Jacobs. Probably going to have to. You don't have another option. It's gross. Moving on. That game sucks.
Next up, we have the Kansas City Chiefs at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I haven't heard yet if they're keeping it in Miami or if they're actually going to go back to Tampa to play this game. Hurricane Ian has obviously passed through and is now on the East Coast up by the Carolinas. So that, but with that being said, who are you starting on Kansas City side?
Did you already say it was a 44.5 over under?
I did.
Okay, so
I don't know.
It's 44.5 over under. Obviously, putting in Mahomes, putting in Kelsey. I'm still interested in rolling Juju out, but Juju is on the back end of a receiver too, and that's where when you're hearing, okay, would I put Juju in over Adam Thielen? I don't view Adam Thielen as a receiver too this week. Are you hearing? Let's say
not even with Jefferson getting Marshawn Lattimore.
Still no. Using Romeo Doubs as that example again, I view him as a higher end, low end receiver too than Juju. Let's talk about Gabe Davis. I'm probably much more interested in starting Gabe Davis.
Okay.
Even though he's pretty banged up too. I don't know. Everybody's banged up.
I think last week was kind of an anomaly. He was just coming back off of the ankle. He still had 6 targets in that game, played 96% of the snaps. So I think he's back to full force this week.
Well, that's that. I'm just trying to give you guys a temperature check on where I view Juju.
Okay, that works. I'm with you. I'd probably start Juju. We finally saw it last week where when he caught a ball, he had some juice in the tank.
You say some juice?
Some juice. We can't say that. Sounds bad.
It's close.
He had some juju juice.
It's close.
But I'm sitting CEH. I think that this is where it starts to go downhill for him, and Jerick McKinnon ends up taking that role away from him, and I'm sitting any and every other wide receiver. My Mecole Hardman take of him taking over the Tyreek role has not come to fruition, and I do not think that it will anymore. So that was me just saying something stupid, apparently. So for the Tampa Bay side of the ball, who do you have, Ray?
I'm not starting Tom Brady.
No.
I'm not. I saw you put that in there. I'm not doing that. Nope.
Tom Brady or Russell Wilson?
Russell Wilson.
Oh my God! See yourself out of this show. Looking for a new co-host, guys.
Russell Wilson, absolutely 100%. No way.
You know Mike Evans back?
I don't care. I do not care. No.
Okay, if you say so.
No.
Who's starting?
Starting Mike Evans. Starting Lenny. That's it. End of list.
Okay. Well, I'm starting Tom Brady over majority of quarterbacks here. I know he's been kind of down, but he hasn't really had any options the last couple weeks. And for some reason, against the Saints, they always play bad against the Saints, apparently, and he just stunk it up. I will admit that. But I feel like he is going to bounce back and be okay.
Sorry. Are you okay?
Yeah.
You all right?
A little early for you? Lulling me to sleep here. I am starting Evans, and I'm starting Lenny. They said they want to get Rachaad White incorporated into the offense. Get out of here. They're just saying that to say that. I'm sitting Russell Gage. I'm sitting Julio. I'm sitting Chris Godwin. I'm sitting Cole Beasley. Anybody else?
I don't have a problem with any of that.
Okay, and I'm not playing any of their tight ends either.
If all those pieces are out, Cameron Brate probably is a little sneaky start, but outside of that, no.
I'd go more DFS for that one than anything.
Even then, it's like so. That's if all of those other options are actually out. Then Cameron Brate seemed to be at least involved in the offense. That might be a DFS shout. That's right, DFS shout. Maybe take a look. He's got to be like
he's
a
got
couple
cheap.
$1,000.
Cheap. So, anyways, last game of the week is the Monday night football matchup between the LA Rams and the San Francisco 49ers. This game is a 42-point over-under in this NFC West divisional rivalry. For the Rams, you have to start Stafford. I hate it. I don't like starting Stafford. He's my starting quarterback. He's not what you would expect out of Matt Stafford in the Super Bowl winner.
Mm-hmm.
You're starting Cooper Kupp. You're starting Tyler Higbee. End of list for me. You got anybody else you would start on that side of the ball? I'm not starting either running back against this San Francisco rush defense.
Absolutely not. I'm hesitant to bench Allen Robinson. Hesitant, but I think that's the right move. That's the right play.
Yeah, I'm not playing Allen Robinson this week either. He's not panned out to what you wanted him to be. To me, personally, if he goes 4 for 40 and catches a touchdown, something along those lines, even if he just catches a touchdown and gets on the stat board and scores over 10 points, he's a trade away target for me. Trade high while you can.
You putting Allen Robinson in or Juju?
Probably Juju, because I think that the Kansas City matchup against Tampa Bay is going to be the implied point totals are close to the same, but I think that they're going to throw the ball more.
Okay. That was the only one I had. So I'm pretty much on the same page as you. For the San Francisco side of the ball, Kittle, got to put him in. Have to. You don't have a choice because no other tight end that you're going to be able to stream is going to be able to do what Kittle can do. And especially with Jimmy G back, he loves him some George Kittle.
Yep, Debo, he's back second week from his groin injury, so he should be really good.
Debo is a solid start now that Jimmy G's taken over. It has to be, right? Because that's who he was going to the most last season. That's who the offense was designed around because of Jimmy G last season. Nothing else changed. It's still Debo. So I think this is probably the week he starts smashing. Brandon Ayuk.
I think Ayuk's a flex play. Ayuk, because I do think that Debo will probably get majority of Jalen. Jalen can be beat deep because he gets super aggressive. But you saw it last week against the Broncos. There were a few plays Debo was pretty much wide open or had enough separation that Jimmy could have threw him the ball, and instead he went back to Ayuk in a bad situation and didn't complete the ball. Niners probably could have won that if Jimmy was a little more competent of a quarterback, but that's just my personal take on it. So I do think Ayuk will be viable in this one.
Okay. I don't know how I feel about it, but I would put him in as well. I don't know how I feel about it. I feel really gross about it. You're not starting Jimmy G. You're not starting any running back that they have right now.
Nope.
Not in this game. And
congratulations if you spent money and got Jeff Wilson off of the waiver wire. You probably haven't played him anyways because he hasn't been what you thought. He wasn't what happened with Elijah Mitchell last year, and that's what everyone thought was going to happen. So you blew a lot of fab money or waiver priority for someone who's might not even be making your roster at running back anymore. So
when is Elijah Mitchell coming back?
Week 6 or 7, I think is.
Oh, because he got put on the IR.
Yeah.
Oh, news to me.
Just monitor that if he's coming back week 7, week 6, if anyone's dropped, monitor your waiver wire. If anyone's dropped Elijah Mitchell, I would go try to claim him.
I don't think if anybody dropped him, what are you doing? What are you doing?
Dude, listen, we cater to We cater to all walks of the fantasy community here, being from experienced veterans to newbies. And sometimes newbies drop people like Dak Prescott when they're injured.
Before you go
instead of
drop
putting him in
name,
IR.
Before you go drop a big name, how about you drop a comment real fast? Ask. And then I'll tell you, don't do that.
Fair. That is also very fair.
Don't do that. You probably have a second tight end on your roster or a second kicker. Get rid of one of those things, or if you're still holding on to Kenny Golladay, you've got trash on your roster. You can get rid of it. It's okay.
If Kenny Galladay's trash, I just picture how trash kind of floats in the ocean and stuff. I want Kenny Golladay to be a brick just so he can sink to the bottom.
Oh, now you're on the Kenny Galladay hate train, huh?
Yes, he's gross. He's nasty. He's a bum. I think Matt Stafford did a lot for Kenny Galladay.
I think he did too. I think that
Like a lot
always
for Kenny Galladay.
always been a scrub.
I also think Marvin Jones on the other side did a lot for Kenny Galladay too.
That's pretty tough.
Congratulations, Giants. You played yourself.
What else do you got, Aaron?
Listen, Ray, all I have is, guys, please hit the thumbs up and like the videos to help us in the algorithm. Hit the subscribe button to subscribe to the channel, and please hit the notification bell so you know anytime that we drop new content, anytime that we go live. Also, please go join the Discord. We have all sorts of different text channels. We have voice channels. We're answering questions on YouTube, Discord, all of that good stuff. Go join the Discord channel if you want your questions answered super quick by Ray, because, you know, that's what he does. He doesn't work. He just checks his phone and waits for people to comment. Also, please use code franchise tag for 10% off of your order at drifflesjerky.com. And as always, follow us on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Subscribe there as well, because we are on all three platforms, because we are awesome. And that should pretty much cover it all, right, Ray?
That's it.
All right, guys. As always, until next time, we will see you later.